am I doing? Remove. Oops. We're live. Hello. No one here anyway. Welcome back to United States of Australia. I am the Aussie guy, the most forgettable man in podcasting. And joining me this week with I don't know what the fuck we're going to talk about episode, the newest member of the team, the great Just Josh. How you doing, brother?
Good. How you doing, Ozzy?
I'm doing okay. The plans I had for the show today sort of fell apart on me at the last minute. So we're winging it a little bit, but we do have plenty to talk about. And unfortunately, no sign of Jay Scoop at this stage. He did say the internet there in Ukraine was having a rough day, so he wasn't sure. But we do have, as we always love to have, a man who looks at Kate Meaney and says, rookie. Robbie the Mariner fan. How you doing? Now, I know you guys don't get that, and possibly nobody listening gets that, but one or two might. The point of that joke is it's going around in the Dabbleverse at the moment. Kate Meaney really loves anal sex. Kate Meaney loves anal sex. Loves it. But she generally likes a guy with a small dick to do it. So that's why Robbie says, rookie. So, yeah. I know it's not a great joke if you have to explain it, but for those that I didn't have to explain it to, they would have liked it. How you doing, Robbie?
Doing well.
Yeah.
For that.
Just having to clear the cum out of your throat. Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus. You see, speaking of anal sex, that sex tape going around on Congress?
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
They get it on like Donkey Kong around there.
Now, for those that don't know, explain the story, Robbie.
Some staffer for, I think, Ben Cardin or something was having anal sex in the Congress chamber, and someone tweeted out there's 44,000 hours of January 6th footage, but it took a month for anal sex tape to leak out. So, and I thought that was a pretty good point. So,
no, it's it's all over Twitter. It's, I mean, what do you like? They're all deviants, you know. In
they're all dirty, man. Every one of them.
You know, finding a non-deviant in any form of parliament is probably a stretch. But yeah, that seems a bit extreme to not only do it but film it. Welcome, Ross Dog. Robbie is the Ichiro Suzuki of the podcast. Now, how are we going to look at that? How do we take that comment, Robbie? How are you taking that comment?
Number one singles hitter.
He's consistent.
Consistent.
I guess.
The best Japanese member of the team. Maybe you're looking a little Asian. Are your eyes looking a bit Asian or something? I don't know.
He's squinting a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah, he is. Not that there's anything wrong with that. I don't know if that really applies, but no, yeah, it is funny to see something like that come out. Just fucking each other in the ass in a parliamentary building. Tremendous. Good stuff. Robbie, you've had a tremendous positive week, have you?
Yep. None but positivity
as always.
in my life. Yep.
Yeah.
They call me Mr. Positivity.
You got a clean bill of health at the moment?
Yeah, sure. I'm sick again. I get sick like every other week. I feel like I don't know.
We need to try and get Dr. Steve on the show. I'd love for Dr. Steve to break you down. What is wrong with you this week, Robbie? What's
apparently stress has caused me to have irritable bowel disease or something.
IBS?
I don't know. That's just what my doctor said. Like, I have irritable bowels due to my stress.
So that reminds me, seeing Ross Dog posting, I think he was the one to comment, speaking of Robbie's irritable bowel. Last week on the show, towards the end, we did our plugs, and I did probably what was an unnecessarily long plug for Get My Go. And I think Ross Dog, after I did the plug, he said longest promotion ever. And I said, thank you. Because just before the plugs, I saw a message from Robbie that said, hang on, just give me a minute here. Where are we? Damn it. Here we go. I got a message from Robbie that I saw just before that. It said, and
That's
I quote,
confidential.
and I quote, explosive diarrhea on the way soon. If we could wrap up soon, that'd be great.
And then he
Enjoy.
proceeded to do a 20-minute promotion for Get My Go.
So yeah, if you thought that was a terrible rambling promotion of a show, I apologize, but I had bigger fish to fry, so to speak. So Robbie, did you make it after we ended the show last week?
Is that why you kept shrinking and getting lower in the box last week?
Probably.
We got Ross Dog with a question. Would you rather fight a bull shark or a salty? I assume by salty you mean saltwater crocodile. Fucking good question. I'd probably take
bull shark.
Yeah, I'd probably take the bull shark. Yeah, it's a fucking tough call though.
I don't want to fight either one.
Yes, supposedly if you punch him in the face or in the nose or whatever, the sharks that
punch him in the gill maybe.
Yeah,
or they just eat you whole like in the Egypt.
Or that. Yeah, crocodiles are pretty fucking savage, and once they got you, you're in big trouble.
Yeah, death row, man. I want no part of that shit.
Yeah. But neither would be pleasant. That'd be a good question. R.I.P. the Kingdom. What is that in reference to?
The old Mariner Stadium. It was this dome.
Okay.
Imagine the Rays Stadium, but even worse.
I can't imagine the Rays Stadium.
No, I can't either.
It was pretty much that.
Okay, good. That thing that I don't know. It's just that cool.
It's just like a AstroTurf dome, like where you'd play football, only it was for baseball. And it was,
and even a day game feels like nighttime.
Yeah, during
of course, yeah.
People are sentimental about it now, but I don't think anyone really liked it when it was around. But now it's like, yeah.
Are they in a dome now, or is it an open air now?
It's an open air, but it's got a retractable roof.
Yeah. How dare you? Gorman Thomas hit 32 home runs in the Kingdom. Okay. Who's Gorman Thomas?
Robbie.
I have no idea. I wasn't.
Come on, man. I got no Mariners trivia, man.
We need Ross Dog certainly seems a bit older than you and I. Well, certainly you, but I think even older than me because he's pulling out names from the 80s and shit, which gives me the sense that he's probably a Gen Xer. Just Josh is the Mark Langston of this individual pod.
I got that one.
You got that one?
Yeah, savvy veteran.
I know the name.
Savvy veteran on his second show.
He threw the first no-hitter, I believe, in Mariners history.
Oh.
He also walked like 5 guys in that. I believe he walked like 5 guys in that game. So it depends if.
Well, you have to bring that part of it up. I mean, what's up with that?
Yeah, I never understood the perfect game and the I understand the
game's cool because you're not giving up a hit or a walk.
Or a walk, yeah.
But if you consider walks hits like analytic people do, it's like a no hitter. You could have like 7 walks and still get a no hitter. It's like, is it really that impressive?
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Sorry, you said no hitter. I thought you said perfect game.
No.
Yeah, because I'd never fully understood what the perfect game was and how you got to that after you'd got the no hitter. So essentially, you could you could have a perfect game. That's not a perfect game. You could have a no hitter and give up a run.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it happens in the minors
Absolutely.
Yeah,
every couple of years. There'll be like I think there was a 4-0 game, and the team that lost through a no hitter last year or something like that because they just walked so many dudes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's ridiculous. I mean, yeah, all right. There was no hits, so I guess technically you're correct.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, fair enough. What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So I guess the big thing for this week, we discussed a bit of NFL last week, but this week is probably this podcast Super Bowl. Having the Bills scheduled to play the Cowboys is a pretty big deal for this podcast. My favorite player is playing against Robbie's favorite player. There's sure to be fireworks. Part of me wanted to even try and get on a live stream and all of us watch it together on live stream, but that's not going to work for me. Sorry, Ross Dog's back. If any of you knows and hate a HR rep in Alice Springs, I'm listening. I mean, I do know a HR rep, not in Alice Springs, but I know a HR rep very well. Let me know what you need.
Random note: did you know there's NFL games on today?
2.
Is there? Oh,
3.
3.
Fucking A.
Yeah.
Who's the third?
It's Vikings, Bengals, Steelers, Colts, and Broncos, Lions.
Broncos, Lions. Okay. Yeah.
I had no idea.
I knew the 2 games were going today and it's all NFL Network today. So.
Oh, well, luckily my parents have that, so I just leech off their Xfinity account. So
There you go.
it's the way to do it. Why would you pay cable companies more than you have to?
Yeah. Well, being here in Cincinnati, Bengals game will have to be on regular. So.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm hoping that we usually get 2 games on a Sunday, and if there's games on Saturday, we usually get those too. So hopefully our cable situation is all
Well, they should give them to you.
Hey,
they should give them to you.
Yeah, they should. But yeah, we generally get.
Can you get
all the
Sunday
primetime games
in Australia?
I don't know what the Sunday ticket is.
Where you get all the out of market football games?
No.
How do you watch the Cowboys? Illegally?
Cowboys are usually on, though. I mean, they're like a main brand. I mean, they get put on national TV most of the time.
I was going to say, yeah, there's only been 1 week where the Cowboys have not been on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And that was like I think that was when they played. Yeah, they played the Panthers. So who gives a shit?
Yeah.
I didn't even watch that game because I was like, "What's the point?" Like, we know we're going to stomp the fucking Panthers. But I can obviously get NFL Network. I do get with my cable package. I do get Red Zone. I can bring up Red Zone if I want. But yeah, otherwise it's just the NFL Network package. Aussie taking a note from Johnny podcast and vaping on air. Yeah, it's better than smoking cigarettes. I'll say that. And I don't do it in a incredibly fucking homosexual way. I tend to try and hide it in behind my microphone and do that. So yeah, Ross Dog must be a Raiders fan. Josh Jacobs is my N-word. Very good. And Devontae Adams got me 22 points so far this week. He only got 22 in that game. I would have thought if they put up 63, Devontae Adams would probably have about 63.
I'm going to lose to Brad in our league.
Well,
I didn't start Zamir White. I can't believe it.
I thought they said 9 guys scored touchdowns for the Raiders. I mean, fantasy-wise, that doesn't kind of help you any. That's like spreading the wealth.
Yeah. No, I agree. It's yeah, I'd be fuming if I had one of their top receivers or running backs or whatever. I'm sure the quarterback did fine. Who is their quarterback now?
Aiden
O'Connell?
Yeah, prior to Purdue University.
And Jay Scoop had him playing in his lineup. Go figure.
Really?
Yeah, I saw that.
I nearly picked him up a few weeks back, but my season was cooked.
Yeah.
I mean, in the end, my team ended up being one of the lower scoring teams. But in terms of points against, I got bent over and fucked severely this season. Everyone was fucking cashing in against me. It was insane.
You still beat me week 1, I think.
Yeah.
See, unfortunately for you, Ozzy, you got points. Everybody just kept scoring more.
Yeah, exactly. I had a game where I scored 158 and lost.
Yeah, that's my point. It's like, are you kidding me?
Would have beat everyone else in the league except the fucking person I came up against. What else was I going to say? I had a thought and I fucking just lost it. Damn you. Oh, yeah, sorry. The quarterbacks I was fucking juggling through at the end because my auto draft gave me Deshaun Watson. And and then when I went searching for other quarterbacks, everyone had snapped them all up. So, yeah, I was rotating Tyler Heineke, Tommy DeVito, and ended the season on a pretty good call, actually, on my part. Ended the season on Joe Flacco. I had a couple of good games, but my season was fucked.
Best Browns quarterback all season, man.
Yeah. And a quarterback that just wins in the Browns building no matter what after his career with the Ravens. Just doesn't lose there. What do we got here? Is he doing some Aussie stuff? Is it possible to hitchhike the Flinders Highway without ending up in a shallow sandy grave? Probably not, I would suggest. But who knows? There's some nice hitchhikers out there. Hitchhikers? People that pick up hitchhikers? I don't know. Anyway.
No.
Well, here we go. Mahomes or Flacco this weekend? If the Chiefs don't absolutely dismantle and destroy the Patriots this week, I would say that, yeah, they're fucked. Like, they're lost because after everything that went down, actually, let's talk about, like, I don't want to actually talk about the call. Like, it's been done to death. You know what I mean? Yeah, it was fucking offside, and who gives a fuck? It was a penalty. Shut the fuck up. But what the Chiefs did in the aftermath, I thought was just amazing. Like, they've had so much goodwill with the average NFL fan over the last couple of years, and people have, like, you know, they root for Patrick Mahomes, like, even if they're not a Chiefs fan, you know what I mean? Like, they've had so much positivity, and the way they just threw that all the way in 24 hours of madness or a few hours of madness of being the, like, I had no problem with the Chiefs before this. Now I'm like, oh, fuck off. I hope you never win anything again, you fucking little pussies. Robbie, I know it was against the Bills, so you, I imagine, had your thoughts about it on the at the time.
I thought it was a joke. Patrick Mahomes is a giant pussy. I've lost all respect for him. Maybe we should have taken it as a sign considering who his wife is, but this is just beyond the pale. One thing I thought was funny was on the Ben Maller show, they do the Who Am I game. And so it was, I guess, Patrick Mahomes, but I was Googling and I managed to find you can buy a giant pussy costume for Halloween. So I used that. Like, who does that? Who dresses up as a giant vagina for Halloween? That's what I wanted to say.
I don't know. They should hook up with Coop, man. He was a tampon.
Oh, that's true.
Well, yes.
I could hang out.
As always, Robbie, disgusted by vagina.
It's a beautiful thing, buddy.
Just Josh, what did you think of old Patrick Mahomes' little tantrum?
The best part of the whole thing is Patrick Mahomes was being his brother. I mean, we were talking about that thinking like, his brother's been pretty much under check this season. I haven't heard too much shit from that cat, but Pat is just like taking it to the next level, and it's funny, man. Like when you get all the calls, you see what happens when it doesn't go your way.
Yeah.
It's
How
like
long
nobody's
before?
gonna feel
And
sorry
they
for
were
you.
saying like the NFL has it out for the Chiefs. Like, dude, you've been in like how many Super Bowls and won? How many of them were the last couple
Hey,
years?
they got a free down against the Bengals in a playoff game last year. A
Yeah.
free down.
Yeah. And then
I
well, I was just gonna say it's just funny because they were the one dynasty-ish type team that nobody hated, and now they just threw that all away. So
No, they're gonna get, like you said, feeling the hate towards them. There's gonna be a lot more of that, and whether or not Taylor Swift brings any of that, doesn't really matter.
was going to say how long before Taylor Swift's PR team announces that like she's split from Travis Kelce because she doesn't need this bad publicity. Robbie, read that comment for me, will you?
why? Why do? Would you let Jackson Mahomes babysit your kids for a weekend for $100,000? Be honest, of course.
$100,000. Well, my kids are grown, so
Yeah,
I'll take
Robbie doesn't have kids, and God damn it, Josh's kids are grown up. Yeah, look, $100,000's probably not quite enough money.
Really?
My kids are pretty young.
Yeah, they're still impressionable, Robbie. I mean, we're talking Jackson Mahomes. Come on.
But you know,
$100,000 is $100,000.
yeah, depending on the circumstances, I guess. You know, I need more detail. I'm not just handing them over to Jackson Mahomes. No, I need some more info of what's going on. But yeah, look, I'm not making decisions for my kids, you know, based on money. I don't know if that makes me sound like a pussy or not, but I love my kids. Now, yeah, so what I wanted to like every time.
Oh my God.
All right, good one, Mike Roach. He'd let Casey Anthony babysit his kids for $100,000. Very good. Well done. Yeah, all the time with people talking about like the NFL has it in for them. You know, the refs want them to lose. The NFL is fixed because of all this gambling. Blah blah blah. It either is or it isn't. So if it is, just let it go. Who cares? And if it isn't, like, shut the fuck up. Like, either quit watching or fucking quit bitching, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, I don't know, when you end up with certain teams, like at the end, like, I don't know, did they really, was Bengals Rams, like, is that a Super Bowl that everyone was clamoring for? You know, do you think the Cowboys would have gone almost 30 years now without being in a Super Bowl? Like, do you think that's good business for the NFL to not have the Cowboys in the Super Bowl, at least, you know, a few times in that period? Like I just think it's ridiculous.
Or Josh Allen in the Super Bowl, like.
Yeah, well, of course, yeah.
Well, just like that with any case of that, like, did anybody want the Diamondbacks in the World Series? Did anybody want the Spurs winning 5 titles in 20 years? And is that good for business?
No,
I
exactly.
would like to remind the listener that we had a podcast that never came out where I predicted the Diamondbacks would make the World Series back in August. So I would just like to have that be stated for the record.
Well, that podcast still might come out because I do think it's funny to release episodes like that months.
He's like, later. I called that.
We did it for the World Cup. What I'll say to you, Robbie, you want to... I don't remember if that's true, but I do still have the audio. It's still available. But what I think everyone's forgotten is Justin had the Rangers.
Wow.
Oh, that's right.
At the start of the season, Justin had the Rangers.
Damn.
And knowing Justin, he didn't put any money on that, and he didn't cash in on that because he is a loser. But we love him.
Jeez.
All the same. Well, he's a lovable loser. Robbie, put one of your dad's helmets on for the duration of the show. He's just always coming up with comedy gold, as old goat man, isn't he? Just a fucking treat to have him here. Ross Dogs also predicted the Rangers would win the World Series back in June in an unreleased podcast. Yeah. Justin, I think that one was released. Yeah. That was Cardiff Electric was on that episode. So Justin's pick is actually out there. Robbie's is not, but I'll release that episode. And if when I listen back to it in editing, if Robbie did pick the Diamondbacks, I'm editing it out. No, I'll be fair to you. If it's there, I'll leave it in. But yeah, I thought Justin's pick was far superior to yours. You want to beat your chest, douche. Anyway, game of the week this week in the NFL. Back to the NFL. Game of the week is Cowboys Bills. Cowboys seem to be involved in the game of the week every week lately. The Cowboys were clinical against the Eagles. Very good performance. As I look, I didn't expect them to beat them so comfortably, but I did expect the Cowboys to win, but I also knew probably still no chance to win the division. And this is a game I circled a while ago as it being like, oh shit, if we're not ahead of the Eagles before this game, we could be in trouble. But I'll go to you first, Josh, because Robbie and I may argue. I don't know. We'll see what happens. What are your thoughts going into Bills Cowboys this week?
Well, we got two different sides approaching it, in the fact that the Bills are playing for fighting for their playoff life. Cowboys, I mean, we know we're in, but I mean, still would be like really nice to go above the Eagles and get that home field advantage. So I don't know. Knowing the Cowboys' history, this probably isn't our spot, but the way we've been playing, Bills they're shaky, man. It's a 50-50 thing with them right now. I don't think they have all their things firing. Confidence is off. So if you're asking me today, I kind of like the Cowboys.
You kind of like the Cowboys.
I kind of like the Cowboys going into Buffalo and pulling one out, man. Putting the knife in them.
I like it. I like your confidence, your enthusiasm. What I'll say about the Cowboys, and having watched, more and more of Dak Prescott develop across the season, I'm there with Dak. Like, he's still got to prove it in the playoffs. Don't get me wrong, but I'm there and thinking that he has developed. He is a new quarterback this season. He's not the guy that we've seen in previous years. He is a better quarterback now.
Don't we see that every year for like the last 5 years, though?
I have not said that.
No, I haven't either. I've been bashing
what everybody else is saying. That's irrelevant to me, Robbie. It's not what I've said, but I've now reached a point watching his play, and he is getting better every single week. And on the weekend, I thought he was fantastic, and I was like, you know what? I'm willing to believe this guy is the guy that can lead us. Now, he's still got to prove it, and in 6 weeks' time, I'll probably be sitting here going, fuck's sake, he couldn't get it done again. But in terms of, do I believe he's actually now a really good quarterback? Yeah, I do. I do think he is a really good quarterback now.
He's making better decisions.
He's making precise throws, and he's making throws downfield, which is, something there's been a big criticism. Robbie, last week you called him Dink Dunk Dak. Like, it's, that has been the fucking word on Dak for a long time, but he's expanded his game. And yeah, I believe he's a better quarterback. He's still got to prove it, just like Robbie's boy still has to prove it.
Josh Allen has proved it in the playoffs. It's not his fault that Leslie Frazier couldn't keep his defense from giving up a field goal with 13 seconds left in the fucking playoffs, ruining their hopes and dreams the entire year.
What is his playoff record? 2 and 3?
I don't know. What?
2 and 3? 3 and 3?
I don't know. He would have won a Super Bowl if it wasn't for Leslie.
I give it to you. He played well in that Kansas City game, but I mean, last year against the Bengals, he fucking laid it in the bed there.
Yeah.
But yeah, you would think your defense with 13 seconds can keep somebody from getting a field goal. Damn it. I mean,
sure, that's not Josh Allen's fault, and that's unfortunate for him. But unfortunately, that's just how it is. Like say, 2 and 3 or 3 and 3 in the playoffs.
But I mean, like, he doesn't have that memorable moment like Dak when he did the QB scramble for like 30 yards and ran out the clock or whatever. That was one of the all-time.
Yeah, look, that was it was a bad decision. It could have turned out if he was quicker getting down, it could have been a genius play. But yeah, he failed. And you're right, and I guess Josh Allen doesn't have, but he was awful last year. Don't sit here and act like he was unlucky last year. He was awful at home. Everything set up for him to do it. He was awful, and you can't deny that. So no, he hasn't proven anything yet. He hasn't, Robbie. Come on.
Hasn't even reached the Super Bowl yet.
Exactly. He got to that AFC Championship game. That's the one thing he's done more than Dak in the playoffs. But Dak's had a couple of playoff wins. He's played in the divisional round and lost to good teams. Look, I'm still shit scared of the 49ers, and unfortunately you got to go through the 49ers to get to the Super Bowl. And look, I don't know that that's possible, but yeah, Robbie. All right. So what I'm saying for this week's game, I do think the Bills will win it. I do. I think it'd be a close game. Possibly a late field goal or whatever to win it. As you said, Josh, the Bills have got so much to play for. And yes, the division is still open for the Cowboys winning the division. It's not in their hands. And so I could certainly easily see a mental lapse this week. They had their big win against the Eagles that they needed to have. And then a mental lapse this week against a good team. Well, what we think is a good team with a really good quarterback. I do think the Bills probably get the win this week, but I'll say if that offensive line plays the way they did at stages last week, Josh Allen could end up with a fucking, separated shoulder or some broken ribs if they're not careful. If that offensive line fails, Josh Allen's in big trouble, and he's going to have to have a quick release, I would say, or he'll be in trouble. All right, Robbie, you go.
Defend your boy.
I believe the Bills will win probably 30-24, 31-24, one of those. It'll be close. I'm actually just absolutely terrified. I don't have good feelings about this at all. But I'm going to put on a brave face and say the Bills are going to win. It concerns me that Stephon Diggs hasn't been getting, people are like, oh, he just needs to throw him the ball more. That's why he hasn't been getting a lot of yards. It's like they would throw him the ball if he was open. I don't know. Something's up with that. And it's only going to take like one bad half, I feel like, before Stephon Diggs just blows up.
That's a good point. The thing about the Cowboys is they are very susceptible to Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs linking up. But what I also saw last week from Gilmore was like, wow, a wily veteran fucking showing everyone how it's done. He fucking locked in on Brown and didn't give him anything after the catch or anything. So look, if Gilmore fucking shows up in that way, for sure, they could lock that down. But I wouldn't be surprised if with that talk of Diggs, that if Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs don't link up a few times in this game,
they're kind of due. Really, I'm with you on that.
Yeah, they might really hurt the Cowboys. But you're right, Robbie. It does kind of hinge on that. And if he does have a bad first half and he gets locked down, yeah, he might lose his shit, and then the whole team fucking blows up, and they end up getting boat race. So it's interesting.
I do think the one thing that people don't in the national media aren't realizing is just how good James Cook has been the last couple of weeks, the running back for the Bills. And he didn't start off the season well, but I'm assuming the Cowboys aren't great against the run, because it seems like with teams that are great against the pass rush, they're so obsessed over trying to sack the quarterback that they let runs kind of go by them because they don't set the edge very well. So a best case, I can see a weird scenario where Josh Allen doesn't have a great passing day, but James Cook gets the ball 25 times and they kind of win 24-17 by just controlling the clock. Kind of like what they did with the Chiefs. But yeah, that they're going to, if James Cook has less than 100 yards rushing, the Bills will lose that game. So that would be the hinge point, I think. That and
No.
Stephon Diggs needs probably like 10 targets, or he's going to kill somebody.
Oh, he'll get 10 targets whether he make 10 catches is no.
Yeah,
sport.
exactly. They'll be like, here, take the damn ball, like catch it or don't.
Yeah, he'll throw it to him whether it's like a high right, what,
Yeah.
you know. Hey, I still threw it to you,
exactly.
motherfucker.
Yeah.
I totally agree with you about the run, and it's one of my biggest issues with the Cowboys defense and one of their biggest
Didn't they
flaws.
draft somebody in the first round out of Michigan? Like they draft defensive tackles all the time, trying to find somebody who can stop the run, but it doesn't seem like it works.
No, it frustrates me watching them every week when you just see, oh, nice easy fucking 8 yards on that run. Thanks, fellas. Like what are you doing? So no, you're right. I think a heavy dose of run is definitely a way to get to the Cowboys and then open up Diggs once you kind of change their mindset a little bit. Is definitely the way to go to beat the Cowboys. And again, another reason why the Niners scared the shit out of me with Christian McCaffrey, what he could do to the Cowboys. So no, I agree. I agree with your analysis, Robbie. I guess we got to wait and see how it plays out. But if it goes like you said, if Cook rushes for 100+ yards, the Bills are definitely in it. If he doesn't, they might be up shit creek without a paddle. We'll hit a couple of comments. Where are we? Who is Jay? Is that Buhner? Buhner?
Yeah, you don't know who Jay Buhner is?
No, who's Jay Buhner?
His nickname was the Bone. He was a player for the Mariners. He was in that
Jesus
famous
Christ.
Seinfeld.
More Mariner porn.
The episode for this when they when George Steinbrenner got traded, or George Steinbrenner when Jay Buhner got traded to the Mariners. Yeah.
Ah, okay. I don't actually remember that. But anyway, we are of the midday weekend podcast. We are the Jay Buhner of that. Is that a good thing, Robbie? Is he complimenting us with that, or is he insulting us?
I'm not sure. I like Jay Buhner though.
It's a compliment to Robbie then.
Yeah.
Ross Dog is the Randall Cunningham of chatters. Is Randall Cunningham known for not shutting the fuck up? No, I'm kidding. We enjoy your contributions, Ross Dog. Super Bowl windows is close. See, this is the fake fan chiming in. Bills fan that never stops.
He's the Bills fan that roots against Josh Allen. It's a very odd dynamic.
Yeah.
That window's been closed for a while, man.
Robbie is being paid for this podcast per his contract in 2034. That's probably
payments.
Yeah, that's
Deferred.
probably still a dream to imagine be getting paid by then. I think the podcast would be long dead, to be honest. But you never know.
Geez.
Well, that's 11 years away, Robbie. It's a long time.
It was an Ohtani joke because Ohtani's not getting paid.
I know. I get the reference. What I'm saying is,
no. Well, you didn't have to take it down that morbid path.
Well, I'm insulting the podcast by saying I don't think there'll be any money for you in 2034 either. But you never know.
Well, maybe you just gotta believe.
Yeah,
it could happen.
All I care about is Joe Mixon stepping up this week. Is he in your fantasy team? Are you a Bengals fan? How many picks will Bland have? Well, Josh Allen throws a pick every week, doesn't he? So that's.
They have a little banner up by Mixon's house. I see it every week. It says "Stay Shiesty."
Okay.
Well, I'm just saying. I see Mixon's house every fucking day. I do a paper throw across from it in a fucking cul-de-sac.
He has the banner on his house. This is
no. It's down the street a little bit. It's like country club living. They got a white picket fence that goes across the golf course. But there's something that some Bengals fans put, and it's like 20 foot long that goes across the fence line and it just says Joe something, and then it's like "Stay Shiesty."
What does shiesty mean?
They're talking Burrow. Stay shiesty. Stay feisty.
Ken Phelps. What's that in reference to? Anyone?
I have no idea.
Brandon Ayuk is the key to my playoff victory this week.
I can agree.
It's probably a key to a lot.
Ayuk is a beast.
Shooting at Josh. What did you say, Josh?
Anyone? Oh, I just said Ayuk was a beast. What did he say about the shooting at the house?
Anyone shooting at you from Mixon's house?
Oh no. What was funny was I'll say like 2 weeks ago there was this monster like 12-point buck standing like right out in front of Mixon's yard. My wife wanted to take a picture of it, and she's like, "Just stop." I'm like, "Yo, I don't want to stop here too long before they think I'm doing something. Like, I don't need shots fired. Let's keep driving."
For sure. All right, we did have I think we're all wrapped up on that. Oh, let's pick. Oh, right. Sorry, yeah, I just saw the response. Ken Phelps was shipped to the Yankees in exchange for rookie
Oh,
PJ
yeah.
circa 1988. Thank you, Ross Dog.
It
The
was
king
that
of useless
Seinfeld
information.
reference. No, that was made the Seinfeld episode. Google it when we're done. It's a funny bit in the show. You guys
Okay.
don't like Seinfeld, do you?
I like Seinfeld. You're going back far for me.
Yeah, I love Seinfeld.
It's just
But
the thing the Mariners
that
fans are
reference
like,
doesn't stand out to me.
oh, it's like the one time the Mariners were nationally relevant, so Mariner fans talk about it all the time. Remember the time we were on Seinfeld? Like, we were actually talked about.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
All right. So, Robbie, you said, what's your final answer for what you're going for? Cowboys Bills scoreline
30-24.
30-24. Just Josh, what have you got?
I got Cowboys 27, Bills 21.
I'll go. I said the Bills would win. I might. Look, I don't know what the weather's going to be like in Buffalo, but I might go a shootout. Bills 37, Cowboys 34.
Nice.
Jesus.
All right. So the other thing I decided we're going to do a little game that I like to call Pick Six, which you do exactly that. You pick 6 games, and I have a scoring system, which I won't bore you guys with right now. Just trust me. When I win, it was all legit. All right. But so yeah, basically, out of all 16 games, you got to pick out the 6 that you think you can get correct. Now we're all going with the Cowboys Bills game, and we've just picked our score. So if anyone gets that game correct, and the score correct, they get 2 points instead of 1. I'll fill you in on that little scoring system. But I'll go first. Give you guys a little bit more time to think about it. Oh God, there's some tough games to pick. I'm going to take an easy one first. I'm going to take the Falcons over the Panthers. I think they do that
That's
comfortably.
not easy.
Well, it's just there's a lot of like teams that have identical records playing each other.
I know Falcons are only a 3-point favorite. Okay.
No, I'm taking the Falcons. It's an easier. I'm not saying it's an easier pick. It's an easier decision for me to make, Robbie. Okay. I will then go Buccaneers to beat the Packers.
Who's writing this down?
As we discussed off air, Robbie, you guys will just DM me your picks.
Oh,
so
really?
that I have a record of them, and because I don't have a pen.
Sorry.
So
I don't believe you said that. By the way.
Josh, did I say that or not?
You did say that.
Thank
Oh,
you.
shit. Well, my lived truth is you didn't say it.
All right, you live that truth.
I will. I'll be my authentic self.
Brilliant. I'll take the Rams over the Commanders. What have I got? I got 2 to go. 2 to go. I don't want to go like obvious. Like it'd be easier to take Chiefs over Patriots, but that's pretty lame.
Take the Panthers. Come on.
I'm going to take. I'd say the Giants to beat the Saints. It could possibly be an underdog there. And finally, I'll take a slightly easier one. Ravens over Jags.
Not easy.
All right, so I got Ravens, Rams, Giants, Buccaneers, Falcons, and Cowboys and Bills this week. Who wants to go next?
I will.
Alright.
I've got the Falcons. Chiefs, Commander or Redskins. How many is that? 3
Yeah.
plus the Bills, so that's 4 games. I'll take the Dolphins over the Jets, and that's where it gets. The rest of these are weird. And the 49ers over the Cardinals.
All right, you took a couple of easy ones there. I think.
Yeah, I'm trying to win.
Nice.
Ross Dog is giving his thoughts, saying they are the Redskins, by the way. You guys and your dead naming. Giants over the Saints, perhaps in a different universe, I can see that. Well, we're all entitled to our opinion. Ravens over Jags and other news, JFK has been assassinated. I mean, did you hear Robbie's picks? Jesus. What do we got? Dolphins over the Jets, 49ers over the Cardinals, bold picks, yes. Not to mention Chiefs over the Patriots. I mean, Jesus.
Hey,
You
that's
have
going to
no
be a barn burner. That's anyone's game.
You have no sense of theater, Robbie.
Robbie, you didn't
I
go
just
up.
want to win. All right, just Josh, your turn.
All right. Well, I already got Cowboys. I'm gonna take today. I'm taking the Bengals. I'm taking the Colts over the Steelers. Give me Tennessee over Houston.
I thought about that one.
I am going to go with Robbie. I do like Dolphins over Jets. And who is Carolina playing?
The Falcons.
Falcons, yeah.
Falcons?
Yeah.
The Dirty Birds.
Man. No, I don't want none of that smoke. I'm going to try and play this to where maybe I can win this. So I'm going to take the Saints over the Giants.
I think if in terms of for the theater of or entertainment, starting next week, we might want to get rid of the underdog part of this and just do against the spread, or people we're just going to keep ticking no doubt teams. So that's just a little side note.
No, but that's part of it. Like, because if you get behind, you can't just keep picking obvious.
Sure
like,
you
if after this week,
yeah,
Robbie,
true.
I'm, I'm ahead by 2 points on you, and then I'm picking all the favorites, you have to fucking pick an underdog, or you're not going to catch me. You understand?
True. Yeah, I guess I understand, Ozzy.
And that's why if you do get the underdog pick, right, you're really putting yourself one up on anybody.
Yeah. I'm going hard early to see if I can get a lead. And my backfire on. And then I have to keep going for underdogs. And will Robbie put money on those picks? Maybe parlay it because they're all favorites. What's the fucking point?
Except the Redskins. The Redskins aren't.
Oh yeah. Tennessee over Houston. Give me the Sun coming up tomorrow. All right.
Yeah, no Davis Mills, no fucking Tank Dell, or Davis Mills instead of CJ. No Tank Dell, maybe no Nico Collins.
Plus, is Stroud out with his concussion?
Yeah, Stroud is definitely out. He's not playing.
Oh yeah. So that is all right. Yeah, good point. That might be. I didn't realize all of that. That might be even worse than picking the Chiefs over the Patriots.
Right.
That's interesting. All right. Well, that's our the beginning of our pick six as we do this into what do we got? How many games we got left? 4?
4
games
weeks.
each? Cowboys are 10-3. There's 17 games, right? Yeah. 4 games to go. We'll do that for 4 weeks. We'll crown a winner in early January. Good times. Good times. Any other thoughts? anything stand out from this week in the NFL? Anything you're looking out for? Josh, you first of all.
Not really. I mean, I'm trying to think of storyline. Not really. I mean, like you said, it's been a mediocre in the sense. All these teams they're all the same records. Like you said, it's like we have a bunch of average, and there's really just an elite class, and then trash. It's just funny how it breaks down the parity in the NFL this year. It's like everybody's about even.
Yeah. No, you're right. It's amazing. I mean, I knew it at the time, and it stands out even more. The Cowboys losing to the Cardinals back in week 3. Like, I was like, this is going to haunt us. This loss is going to haunt us. And, hang on, I'll just Ross Dog bench Jalen Hurts. Oh, he says Jaden, but he corrects himself in the next one. Bench Jalen Hurts is a no-brainer. There's a lot of people have turned on Jalen Hurts over the last few weeks, or the last couple of weeks in particular. People were talking MVP, 3 weeks ago, or whatever, even a couple of weeks ago, and now all of a sudden it's bench Jalen Hurts. Very interesting.
I think it's a little. You don't need to bench his ass.
No, probably not. Hang on a minute. Here's you jumping in with, have you still not won that war over there? Quit being lazy. Well, Scoop's not here, so maybe he is winning it right now.
Oh, jeez.
But thank you, Husey, for joining us. Always great to see you. USC talk. Edwards or Covington tonight? Go on, Robbie. Whack yourself off over UFC.
It'll be a 5-round mauling. We'll just take him down, and then take him down again, and then take him down again. Leon Edwards can somehow keep it standing. Leon's got a good shot to win, but I don't see that happening.
Well, Colby always goes the distance, doesn't he?
Yeah, remember, Covington is pretty much the white version of Kamaru Usman, and the only reason Usman lost that first fight was because of that miracle head kick from Leon Edwards. The second fight, when Usman got dominated, Usman had really bad knee issues. I'm pretty sure Covington's coming into this fight healthy. I would bet a lot of money. If I had a lot of money, I'd bet it all on Covington to win, and I don't think it's going to be very close.
I put that up just to see if it would. You didn't read it. I put it up to see if it would fuck with your little breakdown. But Robbie looks like a Sith Lord, Darth Pudding. Thank you, Husey.
Sith Lord for sure. I wasn't going Darth Pudding.
I fucking lost my train of thought again. I had something I was going to say before. I completely lost it. Oh, what I will say though about Colby, I think he's definitely someone that's destined for the WWE when he's done with the UFC. I think he's one of the guys that are really, really good at talking up a fight and talking a good game. I think he would make a good WWE wrestler. Robbie, hoodies are supposed to be loose. I mean, the thing around his head is kind of loose. How big is that hoodie? What size is it?
I don't know. I just put it on.
All right, cool. Is it 4X?
It's almost like a pyramid or some shit like that. I can't.
How many people could use it as a parachute?
Oh my god.
Rostock, Husey does a flawless American accent. Send him the link. We're about to wrap up. Otherwise, I would. He'd probably just come on and say, I don't know, fuck Ray DeVito or something like that and leave. God damn it. Me and my stupid brain.
If this guy needs his kicker to come through, he's fucked.
That guy better come through this weekend or I'm ruined. Well, there's a strong chance. Don't you love it though when you have a kid like whoever had what's his name, Aubrey, the Cowboys kicker.
Oh yeah.
Last week, fucking kicking bombs from 50 plus yards. You'd be fucking loving that motherfucker. All right, let's wrap it up there. Let's leave it at that. We nearly did an hour. I think it's pretty good considering my planned segment fell through on me at the last minute. We will be doing that one next week though, for sure. I'll keep you all in suspense, but hopefully a bit of fun, bit of a laugh. All right, just Josh, thanks for being here again. Where can everyone find you?
You can find me on X at NJHunt02, or you can just stop here in the Cincinnati and find me somewhere in the Seven Hills trimming a house.
Somewhere near Joe Mixon's place.
Somewhere near Joe Mixon's place, probably.
Yeah.
Or hanging out with Judson at a dispensary. Local.
Nice. Robbie?
You can find us at USA of AUS Pod on X. And then you can find me at Mariner Robbie on Twitter/X. And that's about it for now.
We did get I did notice there was a tweet from Shane in Des Moines asking if we still do emails, and if so, where can he email? What I would say, Shane, is come join us on a live show and get in the comments and ask fucking all the questions you like. We responded to just about every one of fucking Ross Dog's comments. Good job, fellas. Made my deuce more enjoyable. Thanks, Goat Man.
What is it with him and Hoop?
I mean, it sums up his.
We were like the tush push. We were like the Eagles, man.
See,
Yeah.
but there's this chat we're in, and all he does is talk about shit, literally. Like, not like his shitty jokes, but like literally, it's just his bowel movements. It's disgusting.
It's his idea of humor, and we know what his idea of humor is. It's
Shit.
it's yeah, exactly.
Crap.
Shit. He's like Ross Dog. One more comment. He's liking Alvin Kamara versus the Giants this weekend.
That's a good
All
call.
right, it's not bad. All right, yeah. So Shane, look, if you really want to email mailtownmedia@gmail.com, and I might read it on there. There you go. As for me, get my go. Actually, I think I just got a tweet. Has Mike released the episode? Hang on, let me just check. We'll do it live. We'll do it live. And now it's not showing up. Oh no, Mike is just tweeting old episodes, I think. Anyway, get my go. There'll be a Christmas episode, I think, next Saturday, but maybe it's out now. I don't know. I've seen it. I was pretty happy with it. It's pretty funny. And Mike Durbin has a pro wrestling tee store, prowrestlingtees.com/Mike Durbin. We can get it at that Sussy Guy t-shirt, because on Twitter, I'm at that Sussy Guy. Just imagine that Aussie guy and put an S where the A should be. Ivan Milat is watching from his cell. Very possibly. We'll catch you next time on United States of Australia. Oh, where is it? There it is. And done.